You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of Married to Medicine, episode 7 from season 12. I just rewatched it again. It was technically my third time rewatching it. I kind of had it in the background as I was trying to get some stuff done and grab a little something to nibble on before this live. We're going to get to it, but if you haven't already, be sure to vote in our live chat poll to let us know your thoughts and opinions on Married to Medicine. And if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. And don't forget, you can also hear our live recaps on the Kempire podcast, okay? So be sure to check that out. And don't forget, we've brought you our new mugs for Are You Okay mugs. You asked for it, and here they are. The Are You Okay mugs are here. Head on over to houseofkempire.com for more details. Everything will be available in the description. But if you missed it earlier, today we did recap Real Housewives of Potomac, but we also started off the live by celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay. One time for Dr. King and for Coretta Scott King for fighting to make this a federal holiday. No matter what this current administration would like to do, we will continue to speak the name and voice and memory and the principles of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So, especially because there's so much conversation around the Nobel Peace Prize, I found this speech earlier, and it was inspiring to me, and I think right now more than ever we need some inspiration. So I want to share an adapted reading inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech, because his words still speak directly to where we are today. So this is some of what he said. Tonight, I accept this honor with deep humility and with an unshakable faith in humanity's future. I do not receive it as a personal achievement, but as a tribute to a movement rooted in dignity, sacrifice, and the belief that justice can rise even in the face of cruelty and violence. I stand here believing that truth, though wounded, is never defeated, and that love, unconditional and unharmed, remains the most powerful force available to humankind. History may twist and turn, but justice has a way of standing back up. Around the world, people are still suffering from poverty, racism, war, and systems that deny their humanity. And yet, even in the darkest hours, I remain convinced that despair is not the final word. Hope is. I believe we can choose cooperation over conflict. I believe we can replace bitterness with understanding. And I believe that peace is not merely the absence of tension, but the presence of justice. This faith is not naive optimism. It is a disciplined belief that humanity is capable of moral growth. Let me read that again. This faith is not naive optimism. It is a disciplined belief that humanity is capable of moral growth. That we can learn to lay down the weapons of hate and lift up the tools of compassion. So I accept this prize as a reminder that every generation is challenged. I read this again. So I accept this prize as a reminder that every generation, he said this in 1964. So I accept this prize as a reminder that every generation is challenged to decide whether it will walk the path of violence or the road of love. And I remain confident even now that love will have the final victory. Come on now. I am so happy I found this speech. And we've read the I Have a Dream speech. I'm sure you're listening to I Have a Dream speech. That's also very inspirational. But this speech from his Nobel Peace Prize, okay, is top. It's inspiring, and I think a lot of you need some inspiration, especially with everything that's happening in this country. So we will get to our Married to Medicine recap, but shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you guys. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of the conversation. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook, those of you watching on Twitch and Twitter, and here on YouTube. We see you. Thank you all for being here. And if you're part of the replay crew, we understand some of you are working, some of you are busy. We get it. So we appreciate whenever you're able to watch. But if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss out on when we are going live or if there's breaking news. Mr. Melon Magic says, Dr. Heavenly for a Peace Prize. I mean, basically, the recent candidate, Maria Corina Machado, is giving her a prize to Donald Trump. And the Nobel Foundation had to come out and say, it doesn't work that way, lady. It doesn't work that way. So she basically just a moment where she can go down in history as you know, someone that won a Nobel Peace Prize for her work. You're now looking like an operative against your own people. But I guess history will not be kind to you, Miss Machado. They will not be kind to you. But Deborah says, exactly. Deborah says, you mean the Nobel Peace Prize he won and not begged for? Mm-hmm. That one. Mm-hmm. Barack has one too, right? Didn't have to beg for that either. Oh, wow. LaWanda says, I've watched this speech as a little girl in 1964, just as powerful now as it was then. Thank you, Mom, for educating us. Right? When I read it this morning, I said, oh my God, this is so profound. And I have to share it with you guys because it invoked a feeling in me. And I said, I have to spread this. And I said, when we recap today, I wanted to make sure that I shared it again for our Married to Medicine folks. Because I know some of you that watch Married to Medicine probably are not watching Real Housewives of Potomac, according to Quad. You saw Quad was on Watch What Happens Live, and she basically confronted Giselle and Regular Robin for the things that they said on their podcast. So apparently some of y'all just watching Married to Medicine and not Potomac, which is fine. But you guys are watching our recap. So I appreciate that. If you guys had to rate this week's episode of Married to Medicine, how would you rate it from 1 to 10? I thought it was okay. I have some thoughts. I definitely have some thoughts. I definitely don't. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it somewhere in the 7 to 10 range. Not a 10. Definitely not a 9. I don't even know if I 8. Maybe a 7. Maybe a 7. Because I have some thoughts. So we start off this week's episode. It's episode 7 of Married to Medicine. And we're at Angel's house. I don't know where Angel lives, but apparently it's far. And I will say this, Heavenly had me laughing from the beginning of the episode. Heavenly comes into the house and she said, this place is far as... I was like, all right. She said that how far, this would make me really crack up. She said her house is so damn far, I could have found my son and fixed my hair by the time I got here. Look, not found her son. I was like, oh, damn. Where does she live? Does anyone know where Angel lives? Angel Love lives? I have no idea. But apparently she's far. I guess maybe she's the equivalent of where Dr. Wendy lives in Maryland. Okay. Oh, wait a second. That's not that far. Okay, Thick says Heavenly lives far. Angel is 10 minutes from the airport. That's not far, because y'all know I went to Atlanta. That's not far at all. But okay. Mikey says that this episode was poorly edited. Ooh, it was all over the place. And you know what that tells me? Because remember, Heavenly said that she didn't start filming for like multiple weeks into the season, and we're seeing her throughout the entire season. So it says to me there was probably some of the seasons, part of the season that they edited out. Fairburn, where's Fairburn though? You guys are naming Fairburn like I know where it is. Okay. Rakisha says she lives in Fairburn, not far from the airport, but Fairburn's not far then from the airport. Because I remember how far is that from Midtown Atlanta? How long was I in the taxi to get to? I don't remember. But is that far? Conyers? That's not far, right? Don't get me lying. Okay, hold on. Libra, okay, rental properties. Libra says, I have rental properties in Fairburn. It isn't far, just far from Heavenly. Oh, but I will say this. She made me laugh. She definitely made me laugh. Okay, Libra says Heavenly lives out in Covington. Oh, so Heavenly's the one that lives where Dr. Wendy basically lives. The equivalent, what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate. Shout out to our Georgia folks that are weighing in. Heavenly lives in Conyers. That's far in relevance to Heavenly. Noted. I was about to say. So she doesn't live far. That means she has a beautiful home. Angel Love's house is beautiful, right? I mean, wish we could have seen a little bit more. Oh, RC says, oh, Covington is far. Well, 25 minutes. 40 miles apart, Lene says. 25 minutes? Damn. Okay, that's true. Atlanta traffic is something. I've definitely seen Atlanta traffic. All right. Heavenly said it's far. She said I could have found my son by the time I got to her house. Lord Heavenly. So Quad arrives as well, but she says she's not ready to tell the ladies that the egg fertilization did not go through. But she says she's not ready to talk about it yet with the ladies. Heavenly has not done a DNA test, we find out. So what is the scheme that Heavenly's come to us with? You are making this a part of your storyline and you haven't done a DNA test. You had this man sign a contract to appear on reality television, but you haven't had him do a DNA test. Oh, because you much rather talk about some Johnny-come-lately potential brother than talk about what happened with your son. And we talked about this at the top of the season. I don't believe that the son just left the house and they don't know where he is and things like that. I think it's convenient that he left the house, probably been left the house. I don't believe that. I think she just doesn't want to have to address the issues of the son's arrest, even though she keeps bringing it up. But we haven't gotten to the details. So I find it interesting that you had your brother, in quotes, on your reality show, but you didn't have him do a DNA test. Heavenly says she hasn't done a DNA test, but she's open to it if he is. Open to it if he... So you being two doctors, you got probably millions of dollars, and someone comes, knocks on your door. Anyone, I haven't got millions of dollars. Anyone knocks on my door saying that you're my brother. Oh, can you prove it? Was my daddy a Rolling Stone? I know he's Jamaican, but he ain't that Jamaican. That's one thing I will say. My daddy didn't have no side babies. I'm just saying. Okay. But I found that to be interesting. So do you guys see why I give Dr. Heavenly the side eye? I'm just sort of like, you would have this man film as your personal story, and you don't even know if he is actually your brother? That is weird to me. She's moving strange, y'all. It's my job to point out how things are moving strange. Exactly. Bree says he wants his little 10 seconds of fame. I understand why he's filming, but her, who has more to lose, why would you bring someone that's claiming to be your brother and you haven't done a DNA test? That's weird. That's weird to me. But here we are. Nora says, damn, I am the side baby. Wait, we related, Nora? Look, we related? Don't be coming for me, Nora. I ain't got no millions. I'm not rich. I'm like Stacy. I'm not rich. Oh, my goodness. Thank you guys for everyone liking the video. What did Way of Keith say? Hold on. I see you guys adding Keith, but I didn't see what he said. Wait, Mr. Mellon measures this, Kemp, stop. That's because every time you tap the desk, I think someone's knocking. I know. I thought of you when I knocked. Let me see. What did Way of Keith say? I can't find his comment. Damn it. Sorry, Keith. I can't find your comment, but everyone's adding you. All right. Exactly. Deet says, same with my Jamaican daddy. I mean, shame to say it, but here we are. Here, Lede says, Kempire, we need I'm Not Rich shirts. I am not going to do a Britney, okay, to Stacy, okay? But if y'all want it, I will get it to you, okay? Oh, my goodness. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Puddin says, we all give Dr. Heavenly and Quad the side eye. Oh, about the storylines? Okay, Miss Member said, he said that is her hood brother. Not her hood brother. That is a mess. Wait, hold on. Shalashamar says, we never asked my sister for a DNA test because it was my dad's responsibility. But here's the thing. You're probably also not worried about this sister coming to you guys for money or popularity or for 10 minutes of fame. You know what I mean? So there's a difference. There's motivation. So that's the only thing. I still would ask. I would still ask. Just saying. Arsman says Quad's a fraud with that rent a boyfriend. Oh my God. Now, how did this become about Quad? How did this become about Quad? Hey, L. Singleton. She says Dr. Heavily is going to pull a poor Maury Povich. You are the father. I mean, he does kind of favor her, but look, some of us favor each other and we're not related. So I need a DNA test. But I'm also not bringing you on a reality show before getting a DNA test. Just saying. Monet says that he went to the father's funeral, though. But here's the thing. She's a public figure. People could come up with a whole scam. Oh, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? When did the father die? I don't remember. When did he die? I don't know. Just saying. He could have knew the father from the congregation. I'm just saying people come up with stuff. I'm getting a DNA test. It's not that costly. I'm sure they even know people in that field. I'm getting a DNA test. Maybe Lisa McLeod can get him one. Well, people still waiting on their COVID test, so I know. All right, let's move on from this. Okay. So Heavenly starts talking about her campaign. They're having simultaneous events. So we have Heavenly at Angel's house with Dr. Mimi and Quad, an Angel, of course. And then we have Toya, Simone, Dr. Contessa, and Brandy at this bar. Okay. So Toya brings up Heavenly's brother. So that's how we get into that whole conversation. All right. Toya admits that she told Angel's ex, who I didn't realize was a doctor, Dr. Bernard. So now I'm looking at Angel with the side eye, y'all, because we haven't gotten anything from Angel. All of a sudden now Angel's a hot topic. I feel like Angel is producing a moment and because she wanted to get a full-time position or more camera time. I don't believe she's back with that ex. I believe that he wasn't trying to pay her rent. Nothing. I don't believe it's any of that. What I believe is that she said, you know what? I need a doctor. I dated a doctor. I'm still cool with Bernard. I'm bringing Bernard on the show. That's what I believe is happening here. Do I think that Toya should have went up to Dr. Bernard and was like, she's trying to hook me up with something? No, I felt like she was producing a moment. She's just as bad as Heavenly. She was trying to produce a moment. However, I do think that she should have confronted Angel. I would have pulled Angel to the side, like, who's this man? And I do agree with her when she was just like, well, that's what if I decided to hook you up with one of my family members or one of my friends? I would be a little annoyed, like, wait, but you're dealing with somebody over here. This is why I would never get involved in hooking anyone up. I would never get involved in that. But I kind of understand where Toya would be like, you over here playing games? Remember we talked about this last week. You over here playing games. You said that you want me to hook you up. I disagree, though, that Toya should be doing this in front of Dr. Bernard and then asking, how sex with her. That was messy. But I think she was trying to have a moment. But then part of me sort of like thinking about the other side of this. But I'm like, wait a minute. Are you looking? Are you dating? Way of Keith says you can date and be single as well. Yeah, but the thing is, she's saying that Angel keeps flaking when she's trying to hook her up. So there's that element. So she's thinking the reason why Angel's flaking is because Angel is actually dating this guy. So I get why she might be annoyed, but again, I don't think she should have brought it up in front of Dr. Bernard. So, but we already know this is why people call her Tacky Toya. She has no coof. Okay. Oh, TT says, hooking up is not getting married. You can date. But that's the thing. Toya didn't think that she was dating because she's like, oh, hook me up. So I kind of get where she might be a little frustrated, but this is why I don't get myself in grown folks' dating, because I'm not going to get involved if I'm trying to hook you up with someone and they find out that you dating and hooking up with somebody else. Just saying. All right, but that's just my opinion on the situation. All right, it's going to come up again later. And I pointed out that I find it to be interesting because I don't think anything's Here's the thing. You all are saying that Angel's dating this man. I don't believe she's dating this man, y'all. I believe he was an ex. I think she brought him on the show in order to secure her spot. Because it apparently wasn't enough for her just being a nurse. She wasn't getting any camera time. Remember before, we were like, where's Angel Love? Angel Love? Angel Love? Angel Love. And all of a sudden, because I also feel like it's a reach, because she didn't seem that mad when Toya did it. Let's be honest. She didn't seem that mad. And now all of a sudden she made it her whole personality in this episode that she was upset about it. Okay. We shall see, y'all. We shall see. All right. Moving on from there, let's go back to Angel's house. So Angel talks about how she didn't like how Toya did that. And Quad says that Toya broke girl code. I agree. Angel says that she doesn't F with B words like that. I was like, okay, what is happening right now? It just didn't feel that, you didn't seem that angry when it was going down. So I felt like this anger now feels a little like, oh, I have drama, so I'm gonna play up this drama. It's sort of like when we say that anytime a newbie comes on the show, they come for like the main, like the OGs kind of thing. That's what it's feeling like. But Toya, you gave it to her on a silver platter. Because if you had just pulled her to the side and had that conversation, people wouldn't be calling you Tacky Toya in the comments right now. If she had pulled her to the side and had that conversation, like, who's this guy? Why you keep asking me to hook you up then? If you are trying to rekindle things with your ex. Don't ask me to hook you up, because I'm not going to hook you up and then you're going to break my friend's heart. Again, why I don't get involved in hooking people up. I don't want no involvement at all. Don't ask me. Nope. And sometimes it works out. Some people are happy to be a matchmaker. Don't ask me. It's not happening. Oh, wait. Wanda says, she was angry. She just didn't show it. Even her confessional, though, she didn't seem angry. Okay. TT says that she's bringing the basketball wives out. Well, this is what Giselle and Regular Robin were talking about. This is what they were talking about. Recycling these reality TV stars. Purple says, I have to rewatch Angel on Basketball Wives. I remember her being reserved. She was there for a hot second. Nobody even remembers that she was there. Okay. Oh, Coco Vibration, because we have to remember, Quad is the one who brought her on. Coco Vibration says she shared notes with Quad and they decided they needed to milk the moment. That's the way it feels. In real life, guys, I understand. What Tacky Toya did is like, girl, what are you doing? Like, this is weird. Okay? But I do feel like because she wasn't getting a lot of screen time in the beginning of the season, this was her way of getting screen time. Quad probably also told her, you got an ex that's a doctor, bring him on the show. All of a sudden now he's showing up on the couples trip. Come on. But okay. Princess says, nah, Toya was wrong. Are you guys not able to understand that two things can be true at the same time? Toya was wrong, but Angel Love could be reaching for a storyline. Those two things can exist in the same world. Y'all realize that, right? Just saying. Wave Key says, let me hook you up, Kempire. My man has a single friend who's a dentist. How old is he, though, Keith? Because you're young. Just saying. Oh, Leonora, who's watching on Facebook, says, not going to recycle Regular Robin Dixon. Yeah, Angel Love was on Basketball Wives. Nobody remembers her, including myself. Just saying. Exactly. Miss Nubian says, don't remember her on Basketball Wives. And you probably won't remember her after this season of Married to Medicine. Lovely girl. Beautiful gowns. Just say, Lene says, not Kempire about to start a new Married to Medicine New York. Can you? I would never do reality television. I would never. Oh, okay, hold on. Keith said he's 39. You never know. Purple Yellow says, ooh, 39. Okay, now we talking, Keith. Now we talking. Is he in Chicago though, Keith? Is he in Chicago? I mean, apparently it's got purple. It's going to be Married to Medicine, Chicago. Oh, damn. Forever Tyranny says dentist is not a billionaire. Well, I mean, you're right. But they do well for themselves. I'm sure he has his own practice. Maybe. Look, I'm keeping my options open, okay? This might be the dentist I need in order to get to the billionaire. All right, let's focus. Let's move on from there. Okay. So Angel says that, she says she doesn't F with B words like that, okay? So they discuss Dr. Simone looking people's stuff up, okay? Heavenly says that you can't ask Quad about her money. As a Taurus, I understand. They always are talking about Quad and her lifestyle and things like that. As long as Quad is not doing anything illegal, I haven't heard Quad. I mean, Quad hasn't gotten arrested yet. So apparently she's doing fine. I guess. What does Quad do for money outside of reality television? I don't know. You know what I mean? Saintly says a dentist isn't broke. I know. Look, I know. But he's not a billionaire. Hold on. Leah says Dr. Schultz is a billionaire podiatrist. GC says, stop trying to block Kempire's blessing. I know that's right. Okay. And Leonora says, you never know. Veneers are popular. Well, it really depends on, he could have multiple practices, Yari. All right. So just saying. Katrina says, Jackie told Angel you might want to take your shoes off. Jackie said that she came back in smiling. So she said that I would tear something up. All right. All right, y'all. Let's move on. All right. So they're talking about Dr. Simone. The fact that this is now Dr. Simone and Quad fighting again. I already told you at the top of the season I was over it. We're on episode 7 and we're back at Quad and Dr. Simone screaming at each other at Angel's event. We'll get to it. During the scene with Toya, Dr. Simone, Dr. Contessa, and Brandy, Dr. Contessa says that she wants to do a girl trip. This is their way. She's going to host a girls trip so that the ladies can get reunited and reacquainted with each other. Kelso says that Audra, bring back Audra. Audra's husband, who's also a dentist, is doing well. Yeah, and she's a lawyer. So they actually would have been a perfect couple for this show. Dr. Mimi. All right, let's get to this campaign event. We remember when this campaign event, I was on tour. It was during the summer. It was in July. She had this campaign event and she announced. Remember Philly? That's when we first talked about this. I came to Philly for the Kempire After Dark live show, which is returning to New York City March 13th. Get your tickets today. There's a live stream option. Ticket information available in the description. We found out that she was running for state representative. And we were like, really? I will say this, though. Since then, based on some of the interviews I've seen that Dr. Heavenly has done, she's definitely done her homework. Who would have thought? I wasn't sure. I felt like this was a scheme that Heavenly came up with to be a storyline. I still think that it's a storyline. But I was also a little suspicious of Quad being her campaign manager. But I will tell you this, based on what I've seen of Quad doing as a campaign manager, I'm impressed. And if anything, if she ends up winning, do y'all think she'll end up winning? If she does, Quad should be her chief of staff. I've been impressed. I wasn't sure if she could do it. But what we see in this week's episode is not going to age well for you, Dr. Heavenly. It's not. This is not the way that we should be normalizing our Congress people. So Heavenly has her campaign launch in the parking lot. The parking lot where the sun is beating down. The poor people have their umbrellas out. They're tired. They're hot. And it's Georgia. So it's even, and this is in the middle of summer. They out there in the parking lot. You couldn't get a place inside like a building? Something? All right. So we find out this moment that Quad is Heavenly's campaign manager. Heavenly starts getting belligerent already. She's like, everybody fill up the front seats. Fill up the front seats. You know, this is a photo op. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, is a photo op or are you really serious about this? So she's being belligerent to the people, telling people to fill up the seats and come forward and blah, blah, blah. Contessa said, as she's walking in, she's like, you know, her Congress friends, her friends that, you know, that are in Congress, she says that they've been reaching out to her. They've been reaching out to her and they were like, what is your friend doing? All right. Tyrese says, I live in her district. I may vote for her. Oh, you don't like the other candidate? Who's the other candidate? Tyrese, tell us more. Wasn't it the older man that's been in the position for a very long time? That's what I'm saying. She might have a better. That's probably why she ran for Congress instead of state representative. Because when I was in Atlanta, I asked you guys about the other lady that she was running against. And you guys said, for those that lived in that district, said they liked the lady that was running, not Dr. Heavenly. Okay. All right. Fine. All right. What else was said? So they're launching this in the parking lot. Toya is making jokes as she comes in and she says, so Heavenly thought that Quad needed a job. I thought that was a dig at Quad and us not knowing what Quad does for a living. Did anyone else take it as that? But just saying. She's like, did Quad need a job? So Heavenly says that her motivation to run was after her son was arrested and these other young black boys and what's happening in this country. So she said that was her motivation to run. Okay. Toya, as she's making her, as Heavenly's making her speech, Toya says, is that all she's got? Did she even do her research? Well, Heavenly takes a dig at Toya. Because she's like, you know, I'm thankful for everyone that supported me except one. I'm not understanding why you even made that. This is why I can't take her seriously. This campaign event made me look at her sideways. Because I was just like, okay, is this about filming and you having a storyline? Or is this actually about helping people? Because if this is about helping people, there's no reason to take a dig at Toya during your speech. It's not about Toya. So I thought that was unnecessary. So Toya is taking her notes and she's sending it to Dr. Simone because Dr. Simone is not there yet. Nikki Cake says the sun was beaming down. Baby, I would have melted. I would have left. Okay? I would have left. Okay. Moving on from there. Oh, let me yawning. Oh. It wasn't a boring episode, I promise. So Heavenly makes that comment. Contessa says that Heavenly is a bad friend, but when it comes to work and when it comes to these politics things, she's saying that maybe, possibly, she could actually do really well at this. So based off of this campaign launch, even Contessa is changing her tune. So Mimi and Brandy are talking, and Mimi asked Brandy if she's going to endorse Heavenly. And Brandy says she's into politics. So she says she hasn't heard anything. And based on how everything was playing out in this parking lot, she says it was giving circus. And she says, I'm really into politics. So she knows who's running. She knows how this works. So she's like, so far, I am not impressed with what Heavenly's doing. I respect it. I really like Brandy a part of this show. She seems to have her own voice in her own mind, no matter what Dr. Mimi wants to say. If anything, Dr. Mimi's coming across as a follower than anything. So Mimi then decides to take a dig. She brings up Toya talking during Heavenly's speech, and she says that Mimi, she thought that Mimi did what Toya did. And Brandy says that Mimi is coming, it's like she's doing this whole, come join the cool kids perspective. And I think and that's the vibe that I was getting. Mimi kind of threw me off because I've enjoyed her so far this season, but she threw me off during this whole conversation. I was just like, why are you? It seems as if you are trying to bring Brandy over to your side by bringing up what went down at Toya's house. Yes, what went down wasn't cool, but they had their own conversation. Brandy and Toya had their own conversation. So they're good. Nisa says exactly. Mimi is the follower. That's the vibe it was giving Mimi. Because why were you even upset with Brandy? She says Brandy should be mindful of who she aligned herself with. Hold on, wait a minute, big sister Mimi. I know she's in a sorority. What is going on right now? Elle says that Brandy is a pick-me. I don't get pick-me vibes from Brandy at all. I do not get pick-me. In that moment, I was getting pick-me vibes from Mimi. Tyree says Toya was super rude to Mimi. I understand that. We all agree that we understand why we don't understand why Toya is being the way that she's being towards Mimi. But for Mimi to have that energy towards Brandy, it's definitely giving the vibe, I thought you were on our side. I thought you were in our clique. As opposed to, I get it, you're getting along with everybody. You're cool with everybody. But warning me, and she's like, I don't need your diagnosis, Dr. Mimi. I understand and I agree with her. Mimi says that maybe Brandy wants to be Toya's friend, or she just wants to be Toya. I don't get that vibe from Brandy. I don't get the vibe that she's trying to be Toya. But maybe there's more that we're not seeing, and that's why she said that. But in this moment, Mimi, you came across as a mean girl, and that you were the pick-me. In my opinion. That's a vibe that I'm getting. But again, we're watching an edited version of this. Maybe there's more that we're not seeing. CJ says that Mimi is pissed at Toya. And I can understand, because again, I don't understand their issue. I mean, I can understand now after that event at Toya's house. DIY Bell, thank you so much for the super chat, says, between Tacky Toya, depleted and deplorable Simone, Janky Jackie, jealous Jizzy, and Ashy Ashley, there are way too many unlikable cast members. Fire them all. Damn. Not fire them all. Okay. Exactly. I think all of us were thrown off. Too Foxy says, I thought Brandy and Mimi were cool. Brandy probably thought that too. That's why I was looking at Mimi like side-eye, like, you're basically saying that she needs to be careful who she's aligning herself with. Girl, I'm not treating you any different. What are you talking about? It's definitely giving the cast is divided in regards to that. Understandable. Tracy says Mimi built a wall on Toya from that party. And I don't blame her. But then that's sort of now telling people that are friends with Toya, oh no, don't be friends with her, be friends with me. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't have to work that way. Grow up. How old are we? All right. Moving on. All right. Then we have, after the campaign event, we have this scene with Dr. Simone going to Dr. Jackie's office. Okay. And we're back to talking about, I thought we were done talking about this, but apparently we're not. Dr. Simone reveals that she's done with doing OB work. So she's done delivering babies. So she's not doing that anymore. And she's just going to focus on gynecology. So Dr. Jackie seemed surprised by that because Dr. Jackie's still doing both. Okay. Simone says that she told Cecil that she's tired and she can't keep going at this pace. She says that Cecil left an amazing salary when he left corporate America. They flash back to that. So did you guys have a conversation when Cecil decided to leave corporate America, or was he laid off? Do we remember? Do we even know? Did he decide to leave corporate America, or was he laid off from corporate America? Because why are you retiring and we still have two boys to put through college? Because usually retirement, that's a conversation, right? She did admit last week that he does come in and cover a lot for her. But what else is he covering besides those boys that are grown adults at this particular point? And she says that she confirms in this scene that she takes care of the lion's share of the bills. She's the one who's bringing in all the money. Cecil was laid off, so that makes even more sense. So he was laid off and then he got into real estate? Shanda says, my sources say he was laid off. Jazzy says, I thought he was laid off. Smack says, that is to assume. In this scene, though, they didn't make it seem like he was laid off. They made it seem like he decided to leave. Exactly. Leonora, who's watching on Facebook, says, he was laid off, but he could got another job. Kelso says the streets are saying laid off. Deborah says Cecil was laid off in 2018. Magnolia says laid off. Okay. Lou says he does real estate, laughing out loud. What's the laughing out loud about? Yes, we remember the app that he took the money out from the account and didn't tell Simone. That to me is betrayal. That is a major betrayal. Lolov says that she emasculates him so much. You think so? I mean, I'm sure he wasn't happy that she says that I think we all assumed, though, that she pays for the lion's share of the bills because she has 2 jobs. She's got her practice and she's got this reality TV gig. Okay. And look, Kelso says he's a house husband full time. If they are okay with that, that's fine. If the tables were reversed, we don't think anything of it. If he's taking care of the stuff at home. But here's the thing. The big issue here is the fact that he doesn't support her when it comes to the kids. The men that they're taking care of. That's the frustration here. So she talks about her frustration with Dr. Jackie. She says that did anyone else cringe? This is not even my parents. Anyone else cringe when Dr. Simone says, the sex is still good, I still get wet, I'm still having orgasms, it still takes me a moment to get there, but I'm still having them. I said, I don't need to know any of this. Please. Is sex enough, though? Is sex enough to keep a marriage together? No, it's not. Because she says she doesn't want to go into her golden years miserable. And basically, she's taking care of everyone. She's taking care of these 3 grown men. She also says this, y'all. She says that she's open to leaving Cecil behind. Oh. She asked is divorce the worst thing? Part of me believes that this is just a storyline. I know we've become very skeptical of these people on reality television. Part of me thinks that it's a storyline and they're playing with their marriage for a storyline. If they are not playing with their marriage for a storyline, you are talking about divorce. How many, 7, 8 years later, it's time to get the divorce. It's time to get the divorce. Because if you're back here where you're thinking, oh, maybe divorce is something that we need, get the divorce. Oh, 702 Shay says Simone and Cecil are just fine. This is nothing more than a storyline. I'm starting to lean on that, especially with the way they interact during their confessionals, that scene from last week. I'm feeling like this is just a storyline. GC says, no, sex is not enough, especially when you're not respected. Yeah, because how do you even get with for someone that you can't respect? Miss Bell says, I agree, Kempire. I think it's just a storyline. The last couple of weeks, that's how I felt. Because remember, we were riding with Dr. Simone a couple of weeks ago. We were riding. Then we saw that IG Live, and we were like, oh, Lord, here we go. She got him the Tesla, and she paid for a trip for them to go with their girlfriends. Okay. All right. Fine. This is crazy to me. That's great. But again, you like it, we love it for you. I'm not interested. It's the same old storyline. Same old storyline. Exactly. Shadrika says, I understand Mimi's smoke for Toya, but this smoke for Brandy was weird. Yeah. Hey, Austin. Austin says, I agree, Kempire. I think they're playing with their marriage. See, I don't play those games. Low Love says, not wet. That's what she said. I cringed. I was like, I don't need to know. I don't know. She's like, the sex is still good. I still get wet. I was like, ew. I don't want to know. I don't know. Okay, the V-Light says, I'm surprised they're still having sex. According to them. All right. Christine, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. GC, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. GC says, remember, Mimi got in the group by throwing her friendships with Sweet Tea. By the way, Dr. Jackie was a scrub line called Dudes. Because didn't we see her promoting that on socials and we said that's going to be her storyline? So I was surprised that we were seeing Angel loves scrubs. I was like, wait a minute, maybe it's a collaboration. No. Are we going to see is that going to be a thing? Or are they just going to scrub that from the season? Because she did promote her own scrub line on socials. And she had the ladies from Married to Medicine modeling them. Was Angel Love in it? I don't remember. We'll get to that. Thank you, GC, for the super chat. Fifi, thank you so much for the super chat. Fifi says, please stop saying Cecil doesn't have a job. He manages the house finances. Laughing face emoji. You know what? You ain't even right because you laughing too. You laughing at yourself right now, FIFA or Fifi. You laughing at yourself. She said, please stop saying Cecil doesn't have a job. He manages the house. Look, I'm okay with Cecil not having a job. Because like I said, if the tables were reversed, fine. But you better support me when we have these conversations with these boys that are men, not boys. She calls them the boys. Exactly, Tyrese. I don't know if I believe the sex is really good, but you never know. Do y'all believe the sex is really good, though? Lies. Lies! The lie! Okay. Oh, damn. Kendra says Angel has had her scrub line since Basketball Wives. So I guess it's sort of like the relaunch. Or the relaunch of some of the new looks. Okay. Well, she's had a scrub line since then? That's amazing. Good for her. Okay. Well, I expected more from this event then. Anyone else? I felt like this event was kind of like, okay, like, is this just your way of having an event? Probably. But then also promoting her business. Good. The scrubs look good. Okay. Danielle says, I don't believe they're having sex. Patrick Mommy says, I guess. Good enough for her. Elle says, no, they're not having sex. Yeah. E-Boogie, I cannot even read your comment, but know that I saw it. Okay? Ew. I don't need to. Let's move on. Why are we still talking about them having sex, y'all? So she says at the end of this conversation with Dr. Jackie, because Dr. Jackie's trying to give her advice. I'm like, I am not taking advice from Dr. Jackie. Okay? Did y'all see the mid-season trailer for Married to Medicine? Nothing to talk about there. However, Curtis fixed his mouth to say, talking about King and Quad having a baby, and he's like, in Christianity, and you should have ducked when you even try to bring up Bible, sir. How is he bringing up the Bible? Weren't we just talking about you getting head in Hilton Head, sir? Y'all saw that the mid-season trailer? First of all, I'm not taking advice from Dr. Jackie. Because I'm frozen again. Not me frozen. Okay, what is it, 12? 13? 13? Well, this time it wasn't the other thing. All the wires need to be replaced, y'all. It's all right. It's all right. Let's move on. All right, I'll fix it at some point. New year, new me. All right. Mr. Melon Magic says, I hope it was editing, baby. No, he's talking about that situation because then Quad brings it up later. It's like, is he talking about us? Yes, Curtis cheated before. Lord. KBZ said, The Wire, and not the show. Okay. It's the other. No, it was the other wire. It's the one that's the usual culprit. The other thing froze. My mechanism that controls all the stuff froze. The last live. All right. I just found it to be interesting for the mid-season trailer, but I am also not going to Dr. Jackie because you know who's not having sex? Okay. Paige, I don't need a GoFundMe for The Wire. I actually have it. I just haven't changed it, and it would take 2 seconds. All right. Look, Talisa says, not getting head in my state. Mm-hmm, in Hilton Head. Mm-hmm. Head in Hilton Head. You know, we've been saying that since they went back to Hilton Head. Look, Nikki says, Kempire in June. I'll fix it this week. Everyone told me I should just leave it. Okay? Lene says, Kempire, I think we need a wire unboxing to prove it. You know what? That actually is a good idea. Stay tuned. Okemia says that Jackie is asexual, which is fine. But again, I'm not taking advice from her in regards to my marriage. Wave Keith says, not a GoFundMe. What's that, Shay? Mm-hmm. But it's okay. I'm doing Stacy. I'm not rich. No, I don't even like saying stuff like that because that poo. I am very rich. I am very abundant. But that's the theme of today. I'm very rich though. Very rich. Like Nene says. Okay. All right. Taurus Moon says, Kempire, not your nacho buck nuck if you buck pose. All right. You know what? I can't with some of y'all. Some of y'all say a lot in the chat that I cannot repeat. Let me focus, okay? So Simone brings up at the end of this conversation, she asks if divorce is the worst thing. My thing is, if she really feels that way, this is your second time considering divorce. At what point do you call the lawyer? I mean, the last time she did call the lawyer. Okay? So I don't understand why we are back here. I think they're playing with their marriage. And you know what? Y'all play with your marriage. I'm never doing that. And for those that aren't married or you just got married or you're married, don't play with your marriage for reality television. I don't care how big the check is. Because at the end of the day, that check is not permanent. It's not. They could lose their job. The next season, they won't get renewed. And you done poo-pooed and put bad juju on your marriage. I'm not playing those games. Nope. That's why I said for Angel, I was like, Angel, this show ain't worth it. If you love your family, you love your children, you love your husband, reality television is not worth it. Do not let them play with you're playing with your business already. Don't let them play with your husband. Mr. Melon Magic said, don't let your husband prevent you from finding the love of your life. Okay, Jazzy. Jazzy said something like that too. Taurus Moon says, that's Verizon mess with yourself. No, it's not. Leave Verizon out of this. Okay? All of y'all T-Mobile and AT&T folks think y'all got jokes on Verizon, but y'all still with the shoddy service. Daily. Oh! Joking. I'm joking. I hope you guys know I'm joking. I'm not that much of an elitist. Exactly. Dark and Lovey says, we don't play with our marriage, Kempire. Nope. No, I'm not playing these games. And I implore you guys not to. Don't be selling your soul for reality television because somebody's going to give you a check. Remember, that check it will be here today and gone tomorrow. Stop playing those games. Webkey says, I don't about my man. Don't let this show break you up. No. And some of you have waited your entire lives to find the love of your life and you going to play these games? No, I'm not. And people putting bad juju, I believe in that too. People put bad juju in your relationship. No, get out of here. Fine. All right. Okay, here we go. My T-Mobile's amazing. Okay, all right, teeth nurse. All right. It is. Apparently, it's better in certain states than others. Sherlock Homegirl says Verizon is a joke. Excuse me. Smack to you says, my man. All right. Let's get to Angel Scrubs event. That's how I did it. Right? Jocelyn says Verizon should endorse you, Kemp. Let's co-create that. I'll be open to that. I want a Verizon. I've been a Verizon member for many years. I got 2 phones. I got their Fios. I got it all. And I got it at 2 locations because, I have multiple homes. I'm not rich. Oh, I am. I am rich. I'm abundant. Here you go, Mr. Melon Magic. Kemp, I need someone to take care of me while I'm in college. Do you know anyone or are you available? Really? No, I am not trying to be nobody's sugar daddy. I'm trying to find me a sugar daddy. Yeah. Oh, Miss Parker, Rita from Philip, Miss Parker. Miss Parker said T-Mobile is great until someone calls in and we can't hear them. It's funny because it's true. Rita, thank you so much for gifting memberships. Be sure to thank Rita in the chat, guys. Thank you, Rita. Rita, I've been having your tea that you sent me, the little snacks that you sent me. I've been sharing them. So thank you. And I have the book that you gave me. I have it on my coffee table. All right. Sherlock Holmes girl says, shoot your shot. No, he not. He young. Okay. Let's move on because we will digress a lot, and I'm trying to get out of here, okay? So we go to Angel's Scrubs event. Contessa walks in. She doesn't understand the correlation between scrubs and space, and neither do we, okay? Quad is the only one that wore the scrubs. Here's where you failed, Angel. This is where you do need mentors on these shows. Angel, first of all, you should have wore your own scrubs. Even if you did maybe like a limited edition one where it's like a special new design that's not available just yet, you should have wore your own scrubs. And maybe like a Galactica version of the scrubs, okay? You coming up in a gown is giving, I want to be on this show, I wanted to throw an event, I'm trying to secure my spot. If you really were concerned about your brand, I would have gifted all of the people that were coming to this event, or at least the main cast that are being filmed, all of them would have had a scrubs from you. Why are we watching these scrubs? We got to see them on some of the models that you had there, but we barely saw them. It was dark as hell in there. No. It was dark as hell. We didn't get any sort of like runway show. And look, maybe they did, and they edited it out. But you see what happened. If you had wore one of your outfits, we would have seen it. If you had put the cast in your scrubs, these are doctors. Why are you not putting them in the scrubs? You could even put the husbands in the scrubs. What a waste. You people waste your time on reality television just because your focus is not on reality. Your focus is not on your business. It's not on your brand. It's on having a moment. Stupid. I'm sorry. Really? Exactly. Miss Neen says, I like the scrubs that Quad had on. Come on. Lakita says that it was dark and empty. Come on. You should have wore them. You should have had the entire cast wear them. What are we doing? Damon loves to put on a scrub. Dr. Damon Daddy could have had like a fly scrubs on. I can't with you guys because you know what it is? Your motivation, because y'all, that's a whole, shout out to Atlanta. All y'all just want to be famous. None of y'all really want to build a brand. That's the problem. And then you try to compare yourselves to other people that actually have brands. You can't have a brand when you're trying to chase quick money. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Because why are we having this event? You coming down in some gown. I don't care about your gown. Beautiful gowns. That's it. Don't come back next season. When are you coming back? Why? We barely saw the stuff. The place was dark as ever. I could barely remember what the only outfit I saw clearly was Quad's. All right, let's move on. I've been talking too much. All right, guys, you're just joining us. Don't forget the Kempire After Dark live show returns to New York City Friday, March 13th at the Green Room 42. There are meet and greet tickets available if you are in the New York City tri-state area or you want to be. Get your tickets. Fly in. Come on. It's going to be worth it. I'm telling you, some of the tea that I spill on stage won't be the tea that we spill at the meet and greet. Okay? So go get your tickets today. There's also a live stream option for those of you that can't make it. And you get to keep that live stream option for 1 week, but you have to buy your tickets today. Toy says, damn, Kempire. Sorry. I got frustrated. I was frustrated. Like, what a waste. What a waste. You could have literally dressed out all of these doctors in your scrubs. You could have did a fashion show and had them walk in the fashion show. That would have gotten screen time. But you know what got screen time? Quad and Dr. Simone fighting. Dr. Simone and Heavenly fighting. That's what got screen time. Okay, fine. That's what you want. That's what you want. So Simone and Toya confront Heavenly about her campaign rally. All right. Simone says how Heavenly pointed out the people who didn't support her. And Heavenly's just like, I'm not doing this. And then she walks away. What? What is going on? So Mimi and Brandy start going at it about what the fight that they had. Dr. Contessa's the one who brought it up. And she's like, so what's going on with you two? And this is what leads to them bringing up the whole conversation that Mimi and Brandy had. So Mimi says that she told Brandy to be careful who she aligned herself with. And Toya was like, tells Mimi, well, how about you go back to your other crew? Because you're not our type. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're not our type. But Toya's been treating Dr. Mimi like this unjustly since episode 1. And I'm just like, what's the issue here? I don't get why you don't like Dr. Mimi. So, but again, there could be things that we're not seeing. We're watching an edited show. Okay? Someone said that, Purple says that Heavenly did try to de-escalate. Did she? Because then she escalated something else a little bit later on. All right. Mimi says that Toya will put other people down in order to lift herself up, like she does with Dr. Eugene, her husband. So Angel finally comes out, because this is all happening before Angel even came out. She makes her entrance at the top of the stairs, and she's in a gown. Okay. And not scrubs. All right. Contessa tells the group that, we need a girls' trip. She says that she doesn't think they've ever been this divided. What?
Lies! The lies!
Y'all have never been this divided? The lies you tell. Lies you tell. So Angel decides to confront Toya about what she did with Dr. Bernard and bringing up the fact that she was trying to hook her up with other people. So Toya accuses Angel of trying to make something out of nothing. I have to agree, y'all. I'm not saying what Toya did was right. It wasn't. It was wrong. But it feels like she's trying to make her storyline. Based on what you're seeing from Angel, it's feeling like she's trying to produce a moment. Remember, at the top of the season, we were like, is Angel still here? Is she still with us? But okay. So Angel's the one who brings this up to Toya. And then she's like, she doesn't want to talk about it at her event. Then why did you bring it up? Angel, why did you bring it up? This is your event. Why are you bringing that stuff up? Instead, you should be focused on your business. But you didn't have enough brains to focus on the business side of this. You were too focused on trying to have some sort of exactly the venue trip last year. Purple Yellow reminds us they were divided, very divided then. And didn't they say that then? Lord. Oh, Lord. So Angel says that this isn't the time that she wants to talk about it. So Tori's like, why the hell did you bring it up then, girl? You brought it up at your event. Why are we bringing it up? I would have not brought any of that up. I'd be more talking about, oh, look at you all look so great in the scrubs that I did for you. Okay? LaWanda says production. I'm sure. Doesn't mean you have to do it. She dropped the ball. I'm sorry. She dropped the ball. Quad decides to then confront Dr. Simone about trying to check people's VIN numbers. So you remember Heavenly's the one who brought that information to Quad. And Simone says she doesn't look up VIN numbers. She looks up property and real estate. Girl, a mess. Quad then starts popping off. And this is Quad's friend's event. Remember that. Quad went completely left. Okay? I didn't understand why Quad was calling Simone a B. She was saying, it's whatever, ho. I'm like, that's the thing. These people have been on reality television for too long. They don't know that you're at someone's actual business event and you're popping off for the cameras. And they do these things for the cameras. I'm telling you, once the cameras are down, all of a sudden you're going to see a personality shift with a lot of these people. So Quad starts popping off and she's calling Dr. Simone a B, and Dr. Simone is screaming too. But the thing is too, it's not like she's just screaming. She's also like, it's like she wants to fight. I'm like, you're at an event. You're literally in Angel's scrubs. So that's bad for business too, because what if it tears? Then look, oh, it's not durable. It's not durable. So she's going off. Simone says that Quad lives well with a lot of debt. Oh, Damn. Yeah, you live well with a lot of debt. All right. So Toya asks why Simone even told Heavenly anything. Because I feel like they are all producing. Because really, why would you tell Heavenly anything? So Contessa keeps asking everyone, but everyone, are you going to come on the girls' trip? Are you going to come on the girls' trip? Dr. Heavenly in her confession is like, Contessa, I'm coming on the girls' trip. Damn. Yeah. It was kind of funny though. It was like, Contessa, calm down. I guess that was her line. And it's her duty for production. So she's like, are you coming on the girls' trip? Are you coming on the I was just like, okay, Contessa, what is going on? Why Contessa always dressed like that? I guess this was the one time that she should be dressed like out of space, but always so tacky. Always so tacky. Honestly, I wanted to see the doctors in scrubs. Okay? But whatever. That's just me. Nobody advised Angel either. So Simone refuses to take a picture with Heavenly. Contessa's like, let's take a picture together. And Simone's like, get your hands off me. And then it turns into a fight between Dr. Simone and Heavenly because she's mad at Heavenly for bringing this information to Quad. I don't know why you're surprised, but whatever. So then they start yelling at each other. But here's where Heavenly goes below the belt. Heavenly decides to bring up Dr. Simone's family trouble. Mind you, her husband's here. She says, you feel that way? Do you feel that way about your household? I'm like, this is where Dr. Heavenly goes below the belt. And that was unnecessary because all she had to do is bring up your son's charges or the fact that your son's not at home. How would you feel about that? An eye for an eye. You're always talking about that with Toy. She brings up your family, so you're just going down to the jugular. So if Dr. Simone doesn't want to take a picture with you, that's fine. She doesn't take a picture with you. Who cares? But then the first thing that comes out of your mouth is about my family? Oh, something that I turned to you and had a conversation with you about? Shireen says that Simone was aggressive with Heavenly's arm. It wasn't that deep, though. It wasn't that deep for her to talk about her family struggles. Okay? And then she kept on talking about it. She kept on taking digs. So Angel goes, one thing that, if you pay attention to the episode, Angel did have a conversation with Quad about Quad turning up at her event. But then she has a conversation with Dr. Simone and says, I'm not going to invite you to my events if you're going to be acting like this. So Simone turns on Angel. Did you have this conversation with Quad? Did you have this conversation with Quad? Based on what we saw, she did actually have a conversation. Did she have a different approach with Quad? Yes. But she did have a conversation with Quad. But that's her friend. So, Angel said that she's not going to invite her to her events. Simone starts to pop off. Toya says, did you say anything to Quad? And then she starts quoting Bible scriptures, and then they go into the mid-season trailer. I'm just like, what is happening in this episode? What is happening in this episode? Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Easy for you as supporting the channel, not just my channel. I'm going to drop the call and link for the members of the channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to become a member. If not, that's okay. I will drop the call link for the general audience. Let's get to 500 likes. Let's get to 500 likes and I'll drop the call link for the general audience. If not, that's fine. I would love to get out of here by 5 p.m. But I'm going to drop the call link for the not subscribers, for the members of the channel, Team Kempire members and up. And I will drop the call link for our Twitch fam. I'm going to drop the call link for you guys there. Become a member or join Twitch at twitch.tv/TheKempire. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Destiny says that she was shading Simone. Eve says that it's a wonder Cecil and the boys are deaf with Simone loud hollering ASS. Deborah says that Heavenly is just ignorant. Yeah. Angel. Katrina says Angel, Simone is a doctor. She always has scrubs. Here's the thing. It was very disrespectful for them to be turning up the way that they're turning up, but they feel like it's a filmed event, so this should be expected. No, it shouldn't be expected. It shouldn't be expected. What I did expect, though, was to see the scrubs. I barely saw the scrubs. And did y'all look a little bit closer at some of the scrubs? Some of the scrubs needed a good little steaming to them. You know what I mean? They needed some steaming to them. Deja says, hold on. Hey, Deja. Deja says, hey, hi, Kempire. I was wondering, what's the earliest seasons you've done recaps for regarding Married to Medicine? I just started season 3, so I started watching the new season recaps. Oh my gosh. I don't remember because I'm not sure if we did any flashbacks of some of the earlier seasons recaps, but there is a playlist of the Married to Medicine recaps. We started during the pandemic recapping it. Okay. So yeah. I think if you check out the playlist, it goes back like, oh my gosh, 6 years? Almost 6 years of recaps? Wow, we go way back, y'all. We go way back. No, not 6 years. Probably like 5 years. Probably. Yeah. Hold on. What are you guys saying? Been to the website. Her scrubs are overpriced. Are they? How much are they in regards to like a Fabletics? So doesn't Fabletics do scrubs too? Libra says, Kempire, are you Team Simone or Team Quad? Libra, have we met? I'm Team me. I'm not Team any of them. I'm not Team any of them. But in this particular instance, I don't think Quad needed to bring this up and turn this into a fight. I felt like she was being very aggressive with Dr. Simone. It didn't need to turn into what it turned into, calling her B words and a hoe and all that. It did not need to turn into that. I think Quad was wrong because it didn't need to even to turn into that. You're all in her face like you want to fight? Shireen says, no, 6 years, Kemp. Damn, has it been 6 years? Season 6 is when we started? Oh my gosh. Can y'all go back and check the playlist? That's kind of crazy. Y'all got 6 years of my life. You know, come March, the pandemic is 6 years. So, hey, Miss Parker, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. She says, a YouTube content creator who shall remain nameless said that Mimi, not who shall remain nameless, said Mimi should be on TLC because she's not bringing anything. What are your thoughts? TLC? Why TLC? Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying that she's not bringing anything. I wouldn't necessarily miss her. I do appreciate the conversation about autism and parents and how that affects relationships, their marriage, and how it affects the sibling relationship. So I actually enjoyed Dr. Mimi this season more than ever, but I was thrown by this whole Brandy and Dr. Mimi stuff. I was thrown by that. I was like, what is happening right now? But that's me. All right, let's get to the callers because I'm trying to get out of here by 12 o'clock. No, like 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock? What am I talking about? By 5 o'clock. Guys, keep liking the video. Easy, free way of supporting the channel. If you're a member of the channel, I've already dropped the call link on the post tab. Please keep in mind the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors, and everything that they say is alleged. See, some people say Mimi's boring. Some people say that they love Mimi. I don't know if I would love Mimi. Patricia says, I like Mimi. She stood on business and told Toya to her face. Yeah. You think? Shonda says, Dr. Mimi brings more than Brandy? Well, we have to, in all fairness, we're only seeing a smidge of Brandy because she's a friend of the show. It's not like she's, based on what we've seen of Brandy, I already was like, I kind of like this person more than Dr. Mimi. Even before Dr. Mimi, they started fleshing out her storyline. I was enjoying Brandy. I was like, I kind of want to see more from Brandy. Brandy's a good addition. Angel? I don't think Angel's a good addition. All right. Guys, we're almost at 500 likes. I will drop the call link for the general audience in just a second. But let me bring up Taurus with the T first. Taurus with the T, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine's latest episode?
Hi again, Kemp.
Hey.
I feel like I was on the contradicting side of the people that I'm usually not on the side of. Like, Quad definitely made herself look ridiculous going after Simone. Heavenly looked a mess going after Simone about her marriage when there's so much material there that she can use to insult her about.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's what Simone gets for trying to be messy at the same time. You can't throw rocks and then hide your hand, especially with somebody like Heavenly. But I think if anything, this really proved that Heavenly should not be in a position of office because look at how she converses with people when she's not having an agreeable conversation. And then Angel, I'm sorry, but Toya ate you up because if you're not going to talk about it right now, why are you bringing it up right now? You look kind of foolish. Contessa always looks like a mess, and that was really it. The mid-season trailer did get dry and boring. And Curtis, him and his mole got a lot of nerves, and that's all I gotta say, Kat.
Thank you, Taurus, for the tea. Take care. Yeah, I don't know. There was something that I wanted to say about. Oh, I can't remember what it was. I'll move on. There was something that Taurus with the tea said that made me think of something else that I had thought about while watching Married to Medicine. I'm sure it'll come to me again. Toya's backstage. Toya, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. I just wanted to say that I don't.
Is he still asleep?
No, he is cleaning and packing, and I should be helping him, but I'm not.
Oh, so you're sneaking. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
We getting ready to move to a house, Kempire. I don't want to pack. Okay.
Oh,
I think that
congrats.
Dr. Simone is not lying, but what can she do if she divorced? If she got to pay spousal support. So she's damn if she do, she's damn if she don't. Like, I don't see it being a win-win for her. Also, I think that Toya was wrong for exposing Angel in front of that guy, but I also feel like she's right in saying, I'm not trying to hook one of my friends up with you and you got some off and on again situation for 10 years. Like, don't be trying to bring my guy friends into your situation.
Okay, so
why
you
would
agree
she
with me?
invite him?
Kind of.
What did you say? What did you say about it? I forgot.
No, it's okay. Go share your thoughts. Go ahead.
Oh, that was really it, though. But it's going to be interesting because why would she bring him on the trip? Like, girl, you want to meet somebody or not? That's it.
I feel like she's giving conflicting stories in regards to her dating. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Toya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Not the Toya, our Toya. I remember what I wanted to share. Dr. Heavenly going after Dr. Simone's family and the issues in her family told me more about her character in that moment as a politician. You talking about you want to help children and families and things like that. Your behavior on this show, literally, we are talking about something you just filmed and you're trying to run for office. And look, I get it. We have certain people in office that should not be in office, but you're talking about how you want to help families and things like your behavior on this program alone shows me that you have flawed character, and I don't believe you. If anything, I think you're a liar. Oh, damn.
Lies, the lie.
No. All right, Miss Tina's backstage. We're going to bring Miss Tina up next. Miss Tina, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
Happy New Year and all that.
You too.
Hey, I have been following you since COVID, so we're going on a 6-year relationship.
So, and were we recapping? We were recapping Married to Medicine back then.
Yes, we were.
Oh,
Yep.
damn.
Yep. And I don't watch the show. I haven't really been an avid watcher probably for the last 2 years because of their behavior. It's very disheartening to see these Black professional women conduct themselves like that.
Yeah.
And Dr. Heavenly is really shooting herself in the foot politically by the way she's conducting herself on this show. And are you going to become the new Dr. Ruth Westheimer when it comes to these sexual relationships with older women? Well, everybody was talking about.
I know. It was making me uncomfortable.
So maybe you'll have a segment.
Well, we do our dating lives. I guess we could talk about it then.
I know that. But hey, once you get older, trust me, you don't start having fun.
I know, but I didn't need to hear about Dr. Simone being wet.
Being juicy fruit?
No, I didn't. I made me very uncomfortable. And I watched it 3 times.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Well, I pray for her and Cecil, but, I don't know. We keep hearing it over and over. Girl, go on somewhere. Either do it or you don't. As my mother used to say, poot or get off the pot.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to you later, Kim. Looking good.
Thank
you.
you.
Skin is looking wonderful.
Thank you, Miss Tina. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. I'm going to drop the call link for the general audience, too. We have our members backstage. Shout out to all of our members. Elijah, we haven't seen Elijah in forever. Elijah, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you? Happy New Year.
I'm doing okay. I've been working, so then most of the time when you're doing the recaps, I'm like, bro, I can't watch it. Like they be getting me so mad. I wish I could, but yeah. But I'm here though. I'm here today.
Okay.
But what I want to share basically is a couple things. For me, I really enjoy Brandy. I feel like Brandy honestly could have been full time. I'm not really sure why they decided to not put her full time.
Yeah.
I honestly think she would have been a good addition because I think they need to start ushering in new people because clearly we see that there's people with personality. It's not non-existent. They need to start ushering new people because it's starting to get a little stale. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that Brandy's a good person for that. Angel, I've seen a couple clips of her from Basketball Wives, and I'm a little, I guess, confused on what she's not presenting here because she doesn't seem like a standout, honestly. And she moves a little funny. So I just feel like, for me though, I'm really enjoying Brandy. And when it comes to Simone, me coming from a family that, like, for example, my family, my parents, they stayed together for a very long time. A lot of due to the fact of people wanting them to stay together, and kind of wanting to. And I'm not saying that you should, you do what you want to do. I just think that Simone honestly needs to like figure out what she wants to do because while I understand her relationship with him, like she's had him for a while, and I get that, but I honestly think that this back and forth with him is just not healthy. And the group, I just find it interesting that they see their friend going through what she's going through. And their encouragement is for her to stay in the same situation. Like that to me is a little weird.
Because they're miserable in their situation.
Exactly. I'm looking a little funny at Jackie. She wants Simone to become like her when she gets, and I'm sorry, that's not it. That's not it at all.
I think part of the reason why, and this is just the nature of this show, they prioritize the doctors. I think part of the reason why Brandy is not full-time is because she's not a doctor.
Bruh. Well, that sucks. But anyway, it's good talking to you.
You too, Elijah. Take care. All right, we're going to bring out Miss Brown Sugar.
Hi. Hit the notes. Happy New Year, Kempire. How are you?
Well, how are you? Happy New Year.
I'm great. Actually, I'm going to echo a lot of what the caller just said. I don't think Dr. Simone is playing around. I think she talks through how she's feeling in that exact moment, and then her feelings might change. It does sound like she also is really hoping that anybody, one of her friends will say, yes, go ahead and do it. And none of them will.
We're doing it every week.
She keeps trying to get for one of them to say, do it, but none of them will. I do also think when she mentioned that she was going to cut back on the OB side of her practice, I was like, that actually could be a game changer for their whole life because then she won't be on call. She'll be able to have more time for herself, more sleep, like more body regulation. And then she can at least think more clearly, like, do I want this? Am I upset because I was overworked? So it could be that from what we see now in their real life, whatever, 6 months, 9 months later, maybe she did change her mind about her kids and buying a car, whatever, but who knows? But I don't think that's their plan. I just think that she is more honest and shares more probably than all the rest of them. And so then that has her looking crazy because she's sharing everything that she thinks. And that's about it. I agree that event was so weird, but at least everybody seems to be vouching for her scrubs. So good for her, I guess, but why not just advertise it, have them all wear them, like you said.
Right.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, Brown Sugar. Take care. That's a good point. Maybe because sometimes that could have the opposite effect of, okay, now you're working less and you're home with each other and you can't stand them even more. But maybe it actually had the opposite where she's lessened the amount of time that she's working and she enjoys her time with him. Maybe that will be the story come the reunion. You're welcome, Dr. Simone. Thank you, Brown Sugar. All right, let's bring up April Aries. April Aries, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hi, Kempire. This episode, I feel like everybody acted a plumb bob fool, and I almost agree with Dr. Heavily, and I said, Lord, am I doing drugs? I'm not. But I was like, in that moment when Dr. Simone and Toya were trying to talk to her about it, I was like, now y'all know this is not going to go left. And so at first it seemed like she was going to be open to what they were going to say. But then when she heard the tomfoolery, she disengaged. And then she lost me when she went clear off the deep end.
Yeah.
And the whole thing where Toya like sized up Dr. Mimi, oh, you don't even belong here? Like, ma'am? Like, who are you? Like, I will go anywhere I want to. Like, who are you talking to? And as an Aries, I'm just like so confused by her energy sometimes because like, I don't always do that to people unless I really don't like you. Like, you have to offend my family or something, and I won't like you. And I feel like Dr. Simone either needs to just say, like the caller said, either poop or get off the pot. Because you notice this season how they kept saying how they fake the funk when they go out to their friend groups, and when they go inside the house, it's a complete different story. It's like, well, then leave the man. If you don't like him or love him anymore, leave. Have a good day, Kempire.
You too. Thanks, April Aries. I always say that too. I always feel like I look at Toya and I'm like, and I love it. Y'all know I love an Aries woman, but I'm like, really? I don't get Aries from Toya. But again, I'm not around Toya. So, all right, let me bring up Keith next. Keith, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So first of all, yeah. So let me just set you up. I think I know someone that would be perfect for you. You know. I mean, you know, he is a dentist. He's in the South Loop of Chicago. You know, he does own his own practice with his brother. But
his brother's a dentist too?
His brother's an orthodontist, so there's a joint dentist orthodontist practice. But also, I wanted to say, I understand a lot of these housewives and married to medicine ladies defending their husbands, because me, myself, I'm like Clarissa Shields by my man. I don't play that.
Okay, Rihanna. Rihanna said that the other day too.
It's like me and Rihanna on the same wavelength. Like, I understand where a lot of these ladies come from. So I just think they need to lay off on really attacking their husbands, because it's kind of getting played out. But also, I want to say that Quad, she really needs to take the Ebony K. Williams route, because I feel like she's only with King because she wants to have a child. So I just think she needs to just go about it solo, because from the looks of it, it seems like they're not together anymore. So
we looked at the Instagram last week.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, like, if you want to have a child and you're a single woman in your 40s, I understand why you want to go about it alone. So do what you need to do. But also, I've never been to a hospital and thought that, oh, the nurses, they need to have cuter scrubs, or going to a hospital and be like, you know, they have cute scrubs. Like, it's just never been in my thought process. However, I do know that there are a lot of people that have businesses where they sell scrubs, but I never gone to a hospital or a clinic and thought about a nurse's scrubs. But hey, what do I know?
Well, it's not about what you think. It's about how they feel, and they're working in them.
But I mean, it doesn't look cute. Like, it looks what is it? It's based off like superheroes or out of space. I don't know.
Well, I don't understand the premise of that event. Don't ask me to explain that event. But apparently her scrubs are actually really cute. We just couldn't see them in the dark.
Or in the light. Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Keith. Bye. All right, let's bring up Rue. Rue will be our final caller. Rue, what's going on?
Hi, Kempire. I'm a first-time caller.
Where are you calling from, Rue?
South Africa, Johannesburg.
Well, thank you for calling in. What time is it there?
It's 17 minutes to midnight.
Okay, all right. So it's not too late. What's going on? What did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
So I just wanted to share that, firstly, I agree with everyone that says Contessa has terrible style. But I also think that Contessa and Dr. Simone are the most miserable women just in that group, like from a marriage perspective. And they are waiting for someone else to have a terrible situation so that they can relate. And that's just so weird to me. But I also find it funny every time someone asks you whose team you're on, because I'm like, I'm Team Daddy. I'm Team Daddy.
Team David Daddy.
But yeah, thank you so much, Kempire, and I really enjoy your reviews.
Thank you so much, Rue. Have a good night.
Same to you.
Bye. Did I ever tell you guys I love a South African accent? Just saying. I do. Every time I hear it, just so I could listen to her talk for the rest of this live, right? All right, guys, we're almost at 500 likes. Let's help me get there. If you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. Don't forget, we did recap Real Housewives of Potomac earlier today, so be sure to check that out. That was I think it was like almost 2.5 hours. We were live a long time. Exactly. Shauna says, you could be cute and save lives. Okay, you hear that, Keith? Keith's backstage still. You hear that? We could be cute and save lives. Yeah, I think it's more so about how they feel in regards to being cute, but also comfortable. And apparently, Angel's had this business for many, many years. I just feel like this was such a poor example of your business, because you were so focused on having an event instead of actually promoting your brand. But anyway, thank you guys so much. We just hit over 500 likes. I appreciate you all being here for our Married to Medicine recap. I'm going to wrap it up there because I'm going to go meditate and take the thoughts of Dr. Simone being having sex with Cecil and being wet out of my mind. Ew. But it's okay. It's all right. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats. Thank you to everyone that gifted memberships. We appreciate you guys. And if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to share your thoughts and opinions on everything that we discuss in Married to Medicine. You can also hear this on the Kempire podcast. Don't forget, finally, Kempire After Dark live show, New York City, Friday, March 13th. We're going to be spilling tea, not just about reality television, but about hot topics too. So go get your tickets. It's your opportunity to meet and greet with me. But if you're in another country, maybe you're in South Africa with Rue. Rue, did you get your tickets? Rue, let me know. Did you get your tickets? The live stream option is available exclusively for this show. So go get your tickets today. More information will be available in the description. Fifi said, Cecil and Simone. I know, I can't. Yeah, exactly. Let me hit the song because this will remove the ick. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.